Welcome back to Ravenport. So today I think we're going to first try to just get out the door. We're going to go up here and check on our fields. They should be getting ready to be harvested. Oats are looking good. And the canola. And I think today what we're going to do is just harvest the soybeans. Have a plan for this field to put it in grass so we can get a few more silage bales instead of having to cut around all the spots beside the fields. We can just harvest this one field and get plenty of grass out of it for our silage bales, make a little extra money off of it. Then I want to put the big field over there as soybeans when we get ready to harvest it, make money off of that. I think the oats we can get a straw swath off of, and we may start saving up a few of the bales for cows and animals later on. If we get too many, we can just sell them. And then we have the canola, which we'll just make some money off of. That and the soybeans should be our cash crops. So let's get our New Holland TX32 fired up. Get the soybean harvested today. We may also look at a contract to make a little extra money to progress a little bit. What I would eventually like to do is turn this back into a regular arable field and get a bigger grass field maybe down the road. Maybe use these couple fields here for straw once we were able to purchase some other land. So we'll just get this harvester set off here. That looks like it's going pretty well. So, I think what I'm going to do is when the harvester gets done, we're just going to go ahead and run the fertilizer spreader over it. Then I'm going to cultivate it. Then I'm going to use the seeder. And then I'll spray it again, and then our grass should have 100% fertilization. Probably going to try that with all fields if it works for that one. So let's just look here and see what we have as far as contracts. Soybeans, field 17. Let's take a look at field 17. Okay, that's a decent sized little field. It ain't as big as 7. Let's see what else we have. Field 5 is canola. And field 5 is a decent sized field. I think we'll do that one. So let's borrow items. Go ahead and get that combine up there and get it started. Oh, I like this one. So I feel as though some of our machinery is here and some of it's actually at the shop. I don't know how that happened, but we'll work with it. So we need to get to field 5. So I think we'll just go up the hillside here. Fortunately, this combine is pretty quick. 26 miles an hour is not bad. We should be able to make it on across the map. Be a pretty good little journey here. So I think I finally got my key bindings figured out, so it shouldn't be any more of the numbers, the matrix scrolling across the screen like it was last time. I went back and watched it, and every single time I hit that button, we scrolled through the matrix. So I think I have that fixed now. Come on, Mighty Combine, you can do it. It's only slowed down 2 miles per hour. Plenty of power. Okay. Now that's filled 8 there, and I think 5 is just above it. So we need to go the other way around, fill to 8. Hit that bridge up there. Which hopefully we can get this combine across that bridge. Didn't really think about that. Should fit. Shouldn't be an issue at all. We'll just go around this way, and I think with our truck I can just come up the left side of the map there and just keep following the main road around to 5. It shouldn't be as much of a journey. So I guess the ranch is just buying everything. The last playthrough I done on this map, it was the restaurant. So, let's see how well I got my key bindings fixed. And we will see you there. So we are here. I have just set a worker off, and as you can tell, he's hitting the field kind of funny. I would assume that north and south on the map would be the lines that the workers would normally run. Don't know why he's working it diagonally. Whatever, we'll still get it done. Shouldn't be an issue. So, let's get our truck taken up there, and then we'll check on our combine. Let's give this a shot again. I may keep recording. This shouldn't take us long to get up there in this truck, even though I did just miss my turn. This is why I don't normally drive these trucks in first person. Chances are I will wreck it before I get there. But you know what? I'm trying something new, so see if we can actually keep it between the lines. It's going pretty well so far. As long as I don't have to make turns, everything is fine. Turns are tricky. So I am playing with a PS4 controller, which I think is easier to drive with than the standard PC controls. However, it is not as easy to drive with as a steering wheel. But I just can't justify spending the money on the steering wheel just to play Farming Simulator with it. So, here we are. The PS4 controller has got me by just fine. Really, if you take your time and try with it, It works just fine. So, we'll go down and check on this worker that seems to just want to be driving through my other field. Okay, yeah, so he's about done. So, let's hook up to this other trailer and get ready to go empty him out. And that would be our soybeans. We also still have that one silage bale up there as well. So that's going to be an extra little treat when we finally get to harvest that field. So we should be able to catch him on the way back. Okay. I'm back up again, huh? We'll just empty him out as we go. And then I believe we also have some more soybeans in our silo. So we will be able to get those loaded up. And see who's going to give us the best price. Okay. So that's got that done. So let's drive down to our silo here. Hopefully somebody's giving us a really good price for these soybeans, because that would be amazing. And yes, we would like soybeans. Let's check on the price. Soybeans. Ooh, 25. That is amazing. Central grain elevator. We need to get there as quick as possible. Central grain elevator right at the top of field 8. Okay. Off we go. You know what? There's another pathway up here. I'm going to try to take it and see where it leads. I don't know if it would be any quicker at all. Looks like it might be. Make sure I'm watching where I'm going. I have this thing turned upside down on one of these hills. So just here, it looks like it would meet up with this road at the top. I'm not sure. No, this must be a heavy load though, because it has slowed this tractor down by almost half. That may be a touch faster, but not much. And so we can just run up the side of field 8 here and we'll be at the grain elevator, so not too bad of a trip. This is much better than using that other tractor to shuttle with though. 24 to 26 miles an hour versus 15 all the way. A lot better. I need to cut across here, I assume, because I'm not next to field 8. And that's all fenced in. But I think I can get over to field 8. Outstanding. Never paid attention to that little hole before. So that's the central grain elevator just there. Hasn't taken extremely long. We should make a pretty good price on this as well. Let's see, be 16. Should be about 24,000 off this little trailer load alone. If the price hasn't fallen too much while we were transporting up here. Let's find out. There we go. Trigger must be kind of small. So I estimated about 24 based on the price I saw earlier. How much did we go down? Because it was trending down. What? No way it fell that fast. So we had 8,000 liters. Well, 2 would have been 16. Another half of that would have been 8, would have made it 24. But then we was shy of 100, so that would have been not that much. I don't know, you tell me. Does that math add up? I don't think it does. Don't think that it does at all. Okay, so we need to empty out our harvester here. Moving on along pretty quick. Okay. So we'll put our new hauling up because we're done with it until tomorrow. I'm going to rotate it through, and that way we always have a field to make some money off of every episode. But I will not be showing, once we do one harvest on each field, I probably won't show it again. So you don't have to worry about that. We will try to mix it up with the jobs a little bit. So we're going to try to go ahead and go fertilize this field, and then we'll cultivate it, and then we'll seed it, and hopefully that will give us a 50% fertilization state. So right after I seed it, I can hit it again and get at 100%. Yeah, look how slow this tractor is. Like I said, I love the looks of this tractor. I love the way it sounds. It's an amazing little tractor. It's just slow. Okay, so we're going to start you off right about here. I'm going to put you on a worker. That's nice. Doing a good job. So we're going to go ahead and grab our other tractor here. And we'll detach from that. Okay. What am I? No. That was completely my fault. I'm so backwards right now. Front of the tractor has the weight on it. The weight is what we need. The mistakes were made. Okay, so we'll get our Case International up here and started cultivating this field, and then we'll take a look and see because I do believe yep, we're good. Outstanding. that should give us... Keep trying to get rid of this bag sitting out here. But as Amazon spreader just doesn't quite hold enough. This Amazon spreader was something I found in the mod hub, by the way. It's a cheap little spreader. It's amazing. Especially working these small fields, it's more than enough. I'm so glad that we went with the purchase of this over anything else. So, can I squeeze this in there? No, I believe I'm going to go to this side instead. We'll just drop that off there. And then pick up our cedar. And this time we're going to plant grass. So let's go ahead and get that set and swapped over so I don't forget it like I did with the oats. There we go. And I may have to get some more seeds before it's over with. I think we have enough to do this field because with 100% filled cedar, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 fields, and that field behind us was a bigger field. So we should be able to still do a couple more fields before we have to fill it back up. And I'm just going to give that some time to run before I set this little tractor off with the cedar. So we're just going to park it up here. Looks like this guy's going on pretty well with it. He's slowly making his turns. This is a pretty large field. I don't know that it's any bigger though than the last field that we done. Let's take a look. So we done 7, but yeah, it is bigger. It looks like it's quite a bit bigger than 7. We'll have to make a decent amount of money off of this. So that's awesome. So, anyways, I'm going to let these guys roll on for a minute, and then we'll check back with their progress here shortly. Okay, so our cultivator did end up finishing this field with the 50% fertilization. As you can see, it doesn't show that anything was here. If we move over here, it shows grass, and we're still at 50% fertilization. So I have set our worker off in our neat little Fiat tractor here. I just love this thing. It's so cool looking. So everything else has finished up, except for our contract field. I did manage to get our trailer back. I won't go and bore you with that long drive again. So we're going to flip over here. Why has this guy quit working? I had just emptied him out a minute ago, and for some reason he has now quit. That's very strange. So anyways, as you can see now, we have 60% fill level on our truck. So we're definitely going to hit 1 load. Possibly 2 full loads. We'll see. But I'm hoping that that second load, the majority of it will go into our pocket upon completion. So we'll just have to see. But that's about it for now. We'll move this truck up the field a little bit because I feel like we're going to need it at the other end. So we're going to go ahead and get our field planted in grass. We're going to continue working on this field. And as soon as we get done with our grass, I will bring you back for the fertilization of our grass field to see if we get 100% fertilization state. See you in a few. Okay. So, as you can see, our truck is almost full. So we're getting ready to take off our first load. And we still have all that field left. And all that field left. So, This may be 2 1/4 loads. But we're about to try to fill this trailer up, take off our first load, see what percentage it gives us as far as completion on the mission. And then by the time we make it back here, our seeder is working in our field, should be done planting grass. And we'll be able to, well, I'm outrunning the combine. We should be able to, yeah, they're done. See what kind of fertilization state we're going to get with another fertilizing on that field, which I think should work perfectly fine. I don't see why it wouldn't. But this is why I do like the seeders that have the dual seed fertilizer combo in them that also does the cultivating. You run over the field one time, you've cultivated, you've seeded, you've fertilized, and it's all done. It makes things go by so much quicker. It's so nice. You don't spend near as much time in the field. But I suppose also I do have the follow me mod installed, and we could just set all of them off to one follow the other and get it done just as quick. So let's check this real quick, because I don't want to take this to the wrong place. Yep, take product to the ranch. So let's do that. And I believe we can go up here, hit this road, and we're going to have to cross this bridge over here again, which is fun. Cross this bridge, take the road to the left, and follow it around to the ranch. Not a problem. Y'all ready to see me wreck this thing again? So this is the sketchy little bridge I was talking about that I brought the harvester over, which it did bounce and act a little funny. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Had to take a quick phone call. We have wasted some time, but not a big deal. It's just noon. And we don't have too much more to do for today. So we're going to run this on over here, get rid of this load, see what percentage we're done on the contract, and hop over to do our fertilization. More just catching myself up than you, because for you it's just a second ago. For me it's been a little bit. So let's get our map pulled back up here so I can actually see where I'm going. The ranch should be just there on the hill. I can see it from here. Okay. Jackknife this truck real quick. Slide it in here. I got lucky that time. Should have slowed down before I made that turn. Kind of come up on me a little quick. It's a rented truck. I mean, who takes it easy on a rented truck anyways, right? The problem is when I buy these trucks in game, I drive it the same way. Wouldn't that be kind of a cool aspect of the game if the harder you drove something and the faster and the more you jarred it around, the more the maintenance costs went up? That would be kind of neat. That might make me be a little bit more careful then. So we are dumping just now. The trailer is emptying. We'll see what completion we get. 56%. So I don't know if we're going to get another load and a partial out of it or not. Or if it just be another full load. Either way, that was 56%, I think it was. Which means another full load, and we will definitely make some money off of it. Okay, this another problem I have is, where is the camera centered at when you're driving like this? I mean, it's not centered there. I don't know. Point of view to me is a little off. And we're moving now that we're unloaded. Okay, we're approaching our rickety old bridge. Let me make sure and slow down here. Okay. Bounce across this thing. And we're back to our field. Let's just check on our combine here, which should be fine. Ah, he's at 90%. Okay, we'll have to empty him out here in a second. But our guy has just finished here. So this should all be grass now, and it should all be at 50% fertilization state. So we'll just go down and take this off, put the fertilizer machine on, the Amazon we have. Go ahead and get this field fertilized, and at that point we shouldn't have to mess with it anymore until we get ready to cut it. Alright, squeeze it in here. That's what this tiny tractor is good for. Alright. Get our fertilizer spreader hooked up. Wow. When you back up, max speed 6 miles per hour. That's awesome. Okay. Get this field fertilized once again. And then 26 will, from that point forward, be a grass field. And before I do that, let's just bounce over and get this guy on his way, or we'll be here all day trying to get this field done. I don't have too much more to go, I don't suppose. There's a little bit of a... Yeah, we're almost done. I may come back and finish this up myself once we get done with the grass. Alright. Other way. %. So this field's good to go. Outstanding. So let's get our truck out of the way here. Yeah, 30% off of one fill. It might actually be just shy of another load. I don't know. It's going to be a close one. Just going to let him hit the end here, and then I'm going to go around and around and try to get this knocked out. Get that last little bit. You missed it. You are not a good combine driver. And get him rolling this way, and then that way I can do circles in the field to get smaller and smaller, and I can always keep my pipe to the outside, which in this field it doesn't really matter. Well, our grass field is officially done. Should be ready to harvest in another couple of days. Yeah, this field doesn't really matter about keeping the pipe out, because contract you can run over the crop. It doesn't destroy the crop, and I completely understand why, because if you messed up and run over the crop and you didn't hit that 90% mark for completion because you destroyed the crop, then that would suck. So they done it to kind of protect you, so you can make sure and definitely get that 90% completion. But at the same time, it'd be more realistic if that was something that you had to take into account. So there is that. There are some things I would love to see that makes the gameplay a little bit more realistic and harder, like the crop destruction on the what do you call this? The contracts. Now the weeds. While I understand why they put them in the game because weeds happen in real life, are so aggravating to me for some reason in this game. I cannot stand them. That's why I keep them turned off. I don't ever play with them on. Just lime I can do with or without. That's just another piece of equipment you got to run over your fields. It's not a big deal. But the weeds get on my nerves for some reason. I don't know what it is about them. I think I would be more okay with it if the weeds didn't take over the field and there were so many of them and you just needed to, you know, spray the what's it called, the herbicide to get like an extra 5% out of your field or something like that. I think I would like it better if it was a situation like that. But with the weeds just taking over the field and popping up everywhere, I don't know. Just one aspect that I don't like of an amazing game. So, this is all we have left. I'm going to get on with this, and we'll see you in a moment. So we are just finishing up the opposite end of Field 5 over here, where we first started. There's actually a little bit more here than what I thought there was, but we're still not going to get our full trailer load. We're going to be just shy. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think we're still going to have plenty of crop to sell, because I was just looking at the job, and so when we was 50-something% a while ago, it didn't take into account the fact that we still had field work left to be done. So we're a whole lot closer to completion now. And as this empties out, I'll just show you here on the contract how, yeah, see, we're 96% completion now. So it should be no problem having plenty of crop left over to sell as we haul this off. As you can see, we're 87% full. With 96% completion, the last trailer load took us to 56%. So we should have a substantial amount of crop that sells and the cash go into our pocket. Plus, I think it was like, what, $15,000 before rental of the equipment for this field to begin with. So this should bump us on up there. These contracts on these big fields is the way to go. I've never liked doing contracts a whole lot before in the past, but the big field contracts are the way to go. Absolutely 100%. Playing this series has already changed my mind on that. So you don't have any overhead. It's almost the same thing as field flipping. You just get a little bit lower amount. And it was obviously meant to be part of the game. So maybe in later series we may even flip small fields and do contracts on big ones just to see what the price difference would be between doing a contract on a mega field and doing just a field flip on a small field. I'd be willing to bet they're pretty close to the same, because we're about to make a chunk of money off of this field, and it's quite a bit bigger than the last field of soybean, but soybean does bring a much better price. If this had been soybean with this much crop, we'd be making a fortune right now. So I don't know, it just depends on how much of the crop goes in to complete the mission before we start getting paid. But I do believe it's going to be a substantial amount of money that we're about to make. Let's find out. We're at 50%. Yep, 50% of the trailer load is going into our pocket. And that's contract completion on field 5. $41,351. So now we'll come here and we'll collect our $16,000, because originally it was $18,000. Lease costs $2,000, which is not bad. So we'll collect another $16,000 here and bring us up to a total of $155,000. Outstanding. So let's get our small tractor here, pull it out of our grass field. Grass fields actually grew a lot better than... Wow, okay. This is our grass field, right? Yeah, this is the actual field here. And my fertilizer state so low. Are we out of the field here? No. Fertilizer state 50%. Maybe it didn't hit this last little bit, but most of it I think is 100%. There's the line. Huh. Seems like the half the field is... Did we not hit half of the field? Did he quit a little too soon? I believe he did. I believe that may be what happened. Now, we're going to make a couple passes here ourselves just to make sure. I should pretty well have it covered now. I don't know why the worker didn't. So now even down here in the lowest part of the field, yeah, we're 100% fertilized throughout the entire field now, so we are good to go. Well, that's going to be about it for the episode. Hope you enjoyed. Next time will be a little bit more of the same thing until we get going a little bit more. I'm not going to wait on the grass field to put it in my harvest loop with the rest of the fields. We'll just harvest it every opportunity we can to make some extra money. Also, we'll do another contract. I will show you what field we're doing a contract on and show you the amounts. But I don't think I'm going to bore you with the actual setting up and doing the fields, but I will show the workers working in our field. So, and obviously I will show you the prices of everything when we sell them. So when we complete the mission and we're selling the final load, I'll show you how much money we make. When we sell the crops out of our field, I'll show you how much money we make. And also, we won't be taking off any loads here from home unless we have 100% full grain tank. And I think with the chunk of money that we just made, there's 2 things I'm possibly looking at doing next episode. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.